I'm skipping figure 59A because it's another flowchart. What I'm calling a path is the only thing it has in common with this next figure. Whether it's the golden rule, stoicism, or just someone's self-righteous opinion about what is realistic or natural, I'm amazed at how many people I hear speaking of morals as if they are objective and even universal. My preferred metaethical position mentioned in Chapter 4 shows that I don't believe that morals can ever be universal, but I like to entertain alternative theories for contrast. One might assume that my livelihood balance mentioned in Figure 56 was meant as a universal ideal, but it's just another point on the spectrum. If there were a universal morality, it would be based on an extreme end of a spectrum or a path. Figure 59B is a model entertaining my most acceptable theories of a universal morality in the form of a path. Before getting to the ideal, every path starts somewhere. In reality, there are infinite starting points, but a universal extreme end would also have a universal extreme beginning, like the Big Bang Theory. All the variations would be divergent paths that would ultimately converge on the extreme destination. This pink cloudy core represents the averaging of all paths in progress in this football shape. These four colored paths represent four of an infinite number of paths. If we rotate the yaw of this shape, we can see the cross-section. I'm adding more in-between paths to emphasize that the number of paths is not fixed. If each of these paths represent a different way of life, then the core represents most acceptance of most, if not all, ways of life. The outer skin is the spectrum of extreme xenophobia, accepting only one's chosen individual way of life, whichever one it may be. Getting back to the beginning and end of these paths, let's add some labels. My theoretical extreme beginning of morality is the selfishness of a baby, unaware that anyone but itself has needs. My theoretical end is extreme altruism. Before I will get to what distinguishes each path, I should point out that altruism is scalable. One can be extremely altruistic within a smaller single group, and yet tribal when confronted with multiple groups. The smallest group might be the self, considering the microbial society of one's own body, but nobody would call that altruism. One has to consider the interest of others, starting with siblings that you might share a room with, all the way up to your country, and beyond if you're a global humanitarian. Even between the incremental size of the groups, there's degrees of altruism based on the type of relationship and the distribution of give and take between each type. But that's just one path. Each way of life comes with different values as to what is worth giving or taking. These four paths coincide with my four major core disciplines and how they might differ in what is most valued by each discipline. Natural scientists might value the mere existence of life and its basic code for survival. Technologists might value the acquisition of hard power resources. Social scientists might value soft power a bit more and the connections that make it possible. Artists would most likely value potential influential strength of ideas, aside from any current achievement in surviving or power accumulation. Ways of life are not fixed paths. Some ways cross over to whole separate paths. Some ways deviate slightly even if they end up in the same path, or paths within a path. Most paths ultimately end prematurely, making the whole theory unfalsifiable. That's Figure 59B, the paths of motives. It's a model of moral divergence and convergence, even if there's no universal destination. The next video is the last video in the series. It patches a few small holes in the main theory, and offers alternative translations for wider acceptance of the main theory. I hope you're looking forward to it. Please leave feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching.